Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Backfire Simsport TV, and welcome to rounds 15 and 16 of the Simability V8ESC Championship Season 15. Tonight, we come to you live from the magnificent Circuit de Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium. I'm Clyde Whiting, and in the booth with me and doing your cameras tonight it is Sam Boozin. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, Clyde. Good evening, everybody.
So Spa, a magnificent old track, many changes over the years. But being, I suppose, your home track, Sam, it still kept a lot of its charm and technicalities.
Yes, I've known it basically almost only this version, although I was pretty young when they changed it to the bus stop, well, to remove the old bus stop, which was in the early 2000 or something. Was still a young boy, but yeah, the track in itself is still the same since they removed the very old layout that was going in the countryside and made it a proper racetrack. Um, Quite enjoyable, apart from the last two turns. I don't like them. Don't ask me why. I prefer the old version. But from the rest, it's basically the same track with more runoffs. That's it.
Yeah, it's been slightly tilted, hasn't it? I it's another one of those many tracks that I really enjoy racing on, but never seem to get the results that I think I'm due. I, for me, um, at my age, I'm going to say it's a long lap, mileage wise, at nearly 4.5 miles. A lot of concentration, and a track that I've always found, Sam, has got, some tracks have got a bit of everything. It's got the tight, the twisty, it's got things like the Kemmel Straight. Obviously, everybody knows Eau Rouge. Um, but it's a track that you can't relax on because there's always something around the next corner that needs 100% concentration. Do you think that's fair?
You maybe have about 5 seconds at most in the camera straight, but that's it. The rest, not any long enough straight elsewhere on the track to take your breaths, basically. As we're running with Tony, he's just going through Eau Rouge and Rédillon right now, and then the camera straight, which it's probably the best thing about Spa. It's this section of corners.
Yeah, see, I don't even relax on the Camel Straight because I'm already panicking for the next breaking point, and knowing how important that is. I can't for the life of me remember what that series of turns is called, but that series of turns there is so important because I used to lose so much time there by braking too late, oversteering the entry, and then it's like an S where once you're offline, you can't get back online, and you then get angry with yourself, and then you screw up the next section, and then it just goes on and on and on. So, concentration for me was always the hardest thing. And this track, I just, it was 100% for 100% of the race, or 100% of the race that I actually completed. Let's put it like that before somebody else does.
Yeah, the name you're looking for is Lecombe, but
That's
it
the
was a while
one.
ago.
Yeah.
I may
Um,
or may not know all the corners' name, which
yeah, it's surprising, isn't it? There's certain corners at certain tracks in the world that everybody knows. And I think the trouble as well, I think something that irks me about racing these days, Sam, is all the drivers call it turn one, turn two, turn three. What happened to the names? Let's use the names. The corners have been given names. Let's use them, please.
But at least on the old tracks, there's probably no names on the new tracks. And they're trying to mimic what NASCAR does with 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yep.
Except you're at
Yep.
Pocono and there's not even 4.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. There is a famous sign there, isn't there, that says something about what no turn 4 or something.
Yeah, I think it's what turn 4 or something.
Yeah. Yeah. But standings wise, so this is the penultimate evening. We're back again next Saturday from Donington with the final 2 rounds. But at the moment, Simon Trendle leads the way in the Simability Cup with Bob Woodhouse in second and Ant Woodward in third. In the team standings, NQR Europe lead the way with Team Chimera second and NQR North America in third. Driver of the meeting is currently led by Ant Woodward, and then there are a load of drivers in second place. Safe Driver Award is led by Rob Venn with Bob Woodhouse in second and Simon Trendle in third. And the Forever Forward Award is led by Bob Woodhouse, Simon Trendle second, Ant Woodward third. And I'm going to put in Rich Jameson in fourth. And this is how close it is. Bob Woodhouse 29, Simon Trendle 28, Ant Woodward 27, Rich Jameson 26. So that little mini championship is hard fought.
So basically, if you're not in the fight for the championship, just send back this qualifying session, gain up to P10. No, you don't have to. P11. And then you try to go forward.
Yeah.
That would be the goal.
That is the unfortunate thing with the Forever Forward Award. It takes your starting position and your finishing position and decides how many overtakes you've made. You could have gone from last to first to last to first to last to first. It doesn't matter. Anyway, Sam, back to tonight. Simon Trendle currently on provisional pole with a 218.6. Bob Woodhouse is in second with a 218.7. And David Burns, who I think topped practice with a 218.5, has done a 218.9 in quali. So some fast times already. Where are we on weather? It's quite nice actually. Track is 72 degrees Fahrenheit, not a lot of wind. Track is dry and mostly cloudy.
Yeah, that's a nice drift.
Yeah, literally just looked up there and see that going on.
Yeah, it's not a real race at Spa, especially in May without rain. But I don't think we have rain yet for these cars, and maybe we will never have rain for these cars. Who knows?
To be honest, I've not actually seen any of the racing in the rain on iRacing yet. But I don't know.
I'm not even going to talk about that myself, but yeah. I've only tried once, and I think it's the worst race I've ever had, but yeah.
Well, all the time that rain was mooted that it was coming, and people were very excited, and my opinion was, see if you can drive in the dry before you get excited about the wet. But anyway, what's going on at the top? Who are we on board with here? David Burns at the moment.
He's on out lap.
Yeah, he's not flat out, is he?
Yeah, no, he's on an out lap. You can see it on the timings. Let's go with Nikolai.
Yeah, a lot of the drivers in the pits are only going to get one more quick lap in, and don't forget, because we are heat racing, quali ends as soon as the checkers come out. So you can see there on your screen, top 6 are all on track.
If that was not an off track, it was close to it. I haven't driven the new version of Spa, so I don't know where the off track are on this rescan.
I don't know either. I know they tidied it up quite a bit, didn't they?
Yeah, and it's the new version of it with the new grandstand on the main straight, the new Radeon section, and all that. The bike as well, the bike lane in the speakers corners, which now has a name. I think it's Jackie X Corner now.
It's
I think.
totally different from the last time I was there in about 1995, I'm going to say.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. I think I've been there in 2004, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't the new track yet. It was the old bus stop, which I was talking about. I think it was the first year of the new one, something like that. So yeah, in '95 it was an old layout with sand traps everywhere and the old bus stop.
Yeah, I do plan on going back. I say that every year, and never manage to quite get round to it, but it's coming. I think I'm going to do the Spa 24 again at some point.
It's an awesome race. You've got so much atmosphere around it. It's so nice. Did it a few times.
When I obviously last time I went was in my younger days when sleeping under a bit of canvas was acceptable. It's certainly not now.
Yeah, I've done it a few times and it was sleeping in my car. Yeah, I don't know about my back right now. We'll
Yes,
see. Maybe one
old
day.
age comes to us all, Sam.
I know.
There's not much movement on the leaderboard at the moment. We've still got Trendle, Woodhouse, and Burns as your top 3. Nikolai finally gets a time on the board with a 2:20.0. Puts him in 12th place currently. There's only about a minute and a half left on the clock. And don't forget, folks, tonight we are sprint feature, so a 20-minute sprint race and a 40-minute feature race. Which reminds me, I better get the gridding hack sorted. Just had to crawl through the memory bank then to find out what it was. And I think I may even have set it up as a standing start this week.
That would be good because it's not an endurance race, so there's no excuse this time. No throwback excuse.
No, and I didn't have to alter anything in the session, and I'm convinced that that's what does it. So, still no changes at the top. The purple sector in Sector 1 for Bram.
Tony just moved up.
Tony has, just... Oh, and Tyler's moved up to 3rd, ahead of David Burns.
Simon will not have time to do the lap. Maybe Vincent? No, he's going to the pits.
No, yeah, he's in.
And there
And
we go.
that's it. That is the 15-minute qualifying session over. Time for me to put my glasses on. Okay, so your starting grid. Once I press this button, there we go. Your starting grid for round 15, the sprint race from Spa. Poleman Simon Trendle for Team Chimera. Bob Woodhouse goes off second for NQR Europe. Third is Tyler Newitt, or Tyler Bad Toe Newitt, as somebody called him the other day. BSTV Esports, he goes off third. Fourth, David Burns. Fifth is Tony Kloosterman for NQR North America. Sixth is Vincent Skilbeck for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. Seventh is Bram Dubois, NQR Europe. Stacey Boyd goes off eighth for Nova Motorsports. NQR Europe's Ant Woodward goes off ninth, and Gerard McKinley for GMKR rounds out your top 10. Greg Carr, NQR North America in 11th. Nikolai Bogatyrev for Simability in 12th. Rob Venn, BSTV Esports 13th. Jamie Wilson down the grid in 14th for Team Chimera. Ivan Bauman's in 15th for Track Velocity Racing. Glenn Sidman, Simability in 16th. And rounding out your 17-car grid is Jeff Saunders for Grumpy Old Blokes. Okay, glasses off. And let's get ready to rumble. Sitting on the grid waiting for the lights was always the worst part of the race for me. Is the car in gear? Yes. Check it. Yes. Is the car in gear? Yes. Check it. Yes. Is the car in gear? Yes. Check it. Yes. Lights go green. Damn, I'm in neutral. Anyway, lights are coming on. And we're away. Well, that looked like a fantastic start from Bob Woodhouse.
A
Oh,
really
it
bad
certainly
start at the
was.
back.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was a great start from Bob or a chimera start for Simon. But he's in danger of losing second place here. But no, he manages to cut there in front of Tyler.
Side by side. It's no good.
Nikolai was looking a bit wiggly there, but he's gathered it up. It's a bit of a mess coming down there. Although these drivers are good enough to sort it out. And I think they did sort it out. So, yeah, looks like the whole field is single file at the moment. Not for long. Front three with a little bit of a breakaway from Vincent Skilbeck in fourth. And there was an NQR car there, a little bit out of shape. I think that may have been Bram Dubois in front of Ant Woodward. So, 20-minute race, 2.5, what are we looking at, 7 laps?
Most likely.
Yeah.
Maybe 8 if they go fast enough, but I don't think so. 9, maybe. Oh.
Well, I was going to say that Bob has got himself a little bit of a gap over Simon, but the back end of that lap, Simon closed right up on him. So the gap is now between those two and Tyler. Oh,
He's out
Bob
of
was
shape.
well out of shape there. Held it well, and if he's got the speed, he may be able to just outbrake Simon. Oh, he's got to give there. Tyler going to try and follow him through. Yeah, no dice there. So Simon Trendle took full advantage of that wiggle from Rob Woodhouse. Right, what's happened? Have you got anything for Gerard?
Yes, but side by side right now, so we're gonna keep watching this. Did it get sorted? It's like they are.
Yeah, it's Jamie Wilson putting some moves down. So, oh, no, I don't quite know what happened there.
I think it went a bit too far and late on the brakes. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
the
lost
car
the
sort of
rear.
straightened itself up, didn't it? Yeah.
It happens.
Well, it happens to me, definitely, about 17 times every lap. Vincent has dropped places as well. That was Mr. Wilson in the right place at the right time there by the looks of it. Nikolai a little bit out of shape in the final chicane. So on board with Greg, oh, he was on board with Greg. Gets that move done. Stacey's going
Oh, that's
backwards
a
at the. That
slowdown.
must have been a slowdown.
Unless they change something and there's no
Well,
slowdown anymore, but I
yeah.
would expect to be a slowdown because you gain so much time when you do that.
On the old track, you'd have been disqualified for that.
Almost, yes. Well, you would almost have been in the wall in like
Yeah,
the
true, very
previous
true.
version.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we
yeah,
go.
yeah.
That's a
There
slowdown.
we go. Obviously tried to bleed it off, but just couldn't get that done. So yeah, have you got anything for Vincent?
No?
Hmm.
Why?
Well, because he was fourth.
Well, it says to me he lost 2 places. It's a start, that's it.
He was definitely still fourth towards the end of the first lap because I commented on the gap between the front three and Vincent. So he's obviously had a wobble somewhere.
I've got Tony passing Vincent for P4. So let's see. And I see Vincent losing a few spots. So just
Slow down.
lap 2. Oh yeah, that's slowdown. Okay. That explains why.
And slowdowns around here are just so costly. Especially when the field is together like it is. So Simon Trendle up front, trying to stretch his legs, but not quite losing Rob Woodhouse. Although I would suspect that the toe is still strong around here, Sam.
Yeah, like, looking at the big straight, it's always strong. And you carry it from all the way from the airpin. And you get air rush in radio. So it's easy when you follow a car to just go on the left and take the slowdown. And then you've got massive momentum if you can. In the straight, big draft. And if you remember where to brake, not like you,
Yeah, don't
you
use
can make a move
shadows.
in the chicane. Yeah. I was a bit surprised because I saw the rallycross part of the track, which is just at the bottom of all, and there's a grandstand that is used for the rallycross, and iRacing put people in that, but there's no one watching the race from that grandstand when they're racing on the racetrack. But anyway, that's just. I would not have put people there because I watched the Spa-Francorchamps like most people. There were like nobody in that grandstand. I don't even think it was up, but because it's most permanent. But yeah, nobody watches the race.
So these two at the front are dropping Tyler. Jamie Wilson has made up a number of places. I think he started 14th. He's up to 9th.
Yeah, he's made 5 positions, which is good.
And looking for a 6th. Vincent got phenomenal drive out there. Great view of Eau Rouge there. I have died a simulated death many, many times at that corner. Or that complex.
I mean, if Sim Racers comes to you and says, "I've never crashed," they're lying.
I've been into orbit in a Skip Barber after crashing there. I waved at the International Space Station. Luckily, Skip Barbers are built tough.
Are they Ford? No. Sorry, I'm using Brian's. It's like yeah, I shouldn't. I know. I mean, the commentators in the 24 hours of Le Mans actually used that for the Cadillac, which was funny. So yeah, that's why I have it in mind now.
Oh, that's Stacey through the kitty litter. And finding a safe place to get back on the track. Well done. Oh, yeah, just some over rotation. Touch with the wall, that's not going to help. Well, the car doesn't look too bad. So Tyler knew it under pressure. Defending hard from Tony Kloosterman, who is in turn defending hard from David Burns.
It's on the edge, Tyler. But it's fast.
Yeah, David's got a good run here, but he's not going to be able to do anything with it. Tony's in the centre of the track. So he's not going to be able to do. Yeah, no, he had to back out. I thought he might just be able to keep in it then, but no. Tony's putting his car in the right places at the moment. Tyler will see that going on in his rear view and be thanking David for taking the pressure off of him. Jamie's still not found a way past Vincent. Nikolai in the back of these two, looking to pick up any scraps. It just shows you the difference that a line can make. So Tony is defending, I wouldn't say heavily, but he's using the middle of the track a lot more than you would normally see. And you, whoa, Jamie Wilson! Just a little bit too eager on the loud pedal, and unfortunately, Nikolai was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But I'm sure Jamie will try and give that back if he can.
He's
There
waiting.
you go. He's doing it now. Yeah, what I was saying is with Tony using a lot of the middle of the track, you can see how it's hurting his exit, and it just looks like David Burns is getting phenomenal launches out of these corners, but it's just because he's on the racing line.
They've catch up to Tyler though. Yeah.
They have. It didn't take long, did it? And they've brought Bram with them as well. Tony roughing him up a little bit there.
Well, Tony looked like he was on the curb, so I'm not sure if it's Tony or if it's Tyler this time.
Yeah. Obviously, Tony will now be hoping that Tyler can hold up David to try and give Tony a bit of breathing space.
Yes, but they already have 6.5 seconds delay on Rob.
Yeah, they're not getting anywhere up there, but this is the battle for the third step of the podium. And we've only got 4 minutes left of this sprint race.
So you said Simon is first in the Forever Forward?
Let me get back on it. No, Bob is at the moment.
Okay. Then Simon, then Ant, if I'm correct.
And then Rich.
With all one spot.
Yep.
So right now Ant is +2, so he's tied with Rob in first place.
So that puts Ant on 29 with Rob.
And Simon and Rob are equal 0 right now because they are in the position they started.
And obviously Rich isn't here.
Nice move by Tyler as we talk about this.
Yeah, you got that place back. Which shouldn't surprise me from Tyler, but it just looked like he was struggling and he was just going to end up going backwards. But
look at the run from Bram.
Yeah, I know.
It was a bit further back and just...
There's not much you can do with it, is there, out there?
Especially with the teammate in front blocking you.
Oh, no. He managed to keep his nose in, but David's come back. This is the trouble. You think you've got it, then you haven't, then you have, then you haven't.
And then and says thank you,
Look
and
at
now
and yeah.
is in front of the forward wall.
So yeah, and up to 5th.
I cannot update you on the safe driver because it's all mathematics, and I'm not doing that in my head. Teams Championship is too complicated as well. What else? Driver of the meeting, we don't know yet.
Yeah, main championship, although mathematically not done and dusted, it's going to take a lot for Simon Trendle to lose it.
Well, especially if he wins this one.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, Bram.
Oh, and Tyler. Gonna give Tony a run now. And it's gonna make the pass. Maybe. Oh. Oh, inside curb. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
bad. Got lucky.
He managed to catch it. So he got a slow down for that. There's the white
White
flag.
flag. 9 laps. So yeah, Insiders was correct, saying 9 laps.
Yeah, and my maths was rubbish.
Yeah, mine too. Because it said yes, we are 7. Then I tried to correct myself saying 8, but it was too short.
So we're just sticking with this, folks, because I'm watching the front battle on another screen, and although there's only half a second, there's no pressure. Tyler trying to get that pace back from Ant Woodward. David Burns looking for the crumbs. Something just happened with Gerard.
Yeah, he went off with Ivan, but
Ah.
the battle is close. I don't know if we will be able to watch it back. As when the station finishes, we pick over right away. Let's try and see, real quick. Oh, Ivan got a slowdown. I was. Yeah. It was on the white line, but nothing he could do about it, and a bit of netcode as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a shame for both drivers, because yeah, Ivan got the slowdown in Eau Rouge. I saw him far on the inside and was like, not sure that's the way to go. And if yeah, in the end, got a slowdown for it. Meanwhile,
up the front, Simon Trendle is going to take the win for Team Chimera. Closely followed over the line by Rob Woodhouse for NQR Europe. And Tony Kloosterman is going to get the third step on the podium for NQR North America. As we wait for the rest of the cars to cross the line.
that one looks sad.
Well, yeah, in that replay, I don't know if you noticed, but the bumper fell off and then reattached itself, but now it's obviously gone again.
It almost looks like he's got a tire down, but I think he just got steering damage, and the wheel is actually in the ground for us in the replay, because you don't have flat tires on iRacing, which is a shame. We should.
It is, yes. There you go. Look, bumper off, bumper
I'm not
on.
asking for random punctures. That's not a thing. never. But
No, I think that would be good.
no,
But
because
but it needs to be done correctly. It's a common thing in racing.
I know, but the okay, let's say you go into the gravel trap, you get a puncture, that's your fault. I'm okay with that. But if you don't go off track and you get a puncture just based on randomness and the probability of the event happening, yeah, I'm not sure
What
about
what
that one.
what about if you only got a puncture if your surname was Trendle?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
That's random, isn't it? Anybody can have the surname of Trendle.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not sure we'll agree with you, but it's not mine, so I'm okay with it.
Jamie Wilson would agree with me. Okay, so session has clicked over. I'll wait for Sam to get the official result up.
Oh yeah, I need to do that. Sorry. I was like, yeah, it's warm up.
The
It's normal. Don't worry.
little prompt there. Okay, so round 15 sprint race winner Simon Trendle, Team Chimera. Followed home by Rob Woodhouse in second for NQR Europe, and Tony Kloosterman for NQR North America rounds out the podium. And Woodward NQR Europe in fourth, with Tyler Newitt BSTV Esports in fifth. David Burns was sixth. Seventh was Bram Dubois for NQR Europe. NQR North America, Greg Carr was eighth, with Vincent Skilbeck from Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic in ninth. Rob Venn, BSTV Esports, rounds out your top 10 and will take the reverse pole for race 2. Nikolai Bogotyrev in 11th for Simability, with Stacey Boyd 12th for Nova Motorsports. 13th was Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera, and 14th Glenn Sidman for Simability. 15th was Jeff Saunders, Grumpy Old Blokes, and 16th, was Ivan Bowmans for Track Velocity Racing. And Gerard McKinley in his very poorly car comes home 17th for GMKR. So we were saying in that one how well Jamie Wilson was doing, making up places, but I think you may be able to correct me, but I think Ant Woodward eventually managed to claim that crown, didn't he, and get himself right up there.
I do think and made a lot of spots. Yes, I don't remember how many. I forgot to look before the session ticked over, and now it's gone, so I don't know. But yes, a lot of spots made by both. But yeah, I mean, Jamie got a pun. Well, he did spun himself and was then further back. So definitely Ant, the biggest mover. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Jamie was doing really, really well until, like you say, Sam, that was a totally self-inflicted spin, wasn't it? And unfortunately took Nikolai with him. But, we've all been there on both sides of that story. And, luckily enough, the guys and girls in this league are very, very sensible. We don't have many arguments, and drivers tend to look back at the replays and see what actually happened before engaging the tongue. And a lot of the time, Sam, we say we've all been there. Something happens, you're in the car, you've only got one view of it, and you are totally in the clear. It was nothing to do with you. It was all the fault of the other driver. And then after the race, you get to look at it from different angles, and you're like, actually, yeah. Sorry about that. That was actually my fault.
Yeah, but that one looks really just spun himself, and once he's gone, there's nothing he can do about it, and Nikolai either. I mean, they were almost side by side, and it's just a racing thing. It happens. I'm sure Jamie will blame himself for that, but I don't think there's anyone to blame. It's just things happen. It's racing.
Yeah, it's and it's a consequence of close racing as well, isn't it? It's, you know, if the field was spread out, was what I was trying to say, and there was 20-second gap between each car, which we don't want to see. But then things like that wouldn't happen. You know, a self spin is a self spin. You only inflict it on yourself. But we want close racing. But unfortunately, yeah, that's what happens when you get close racing. But we have the 40-minute feature race to come. We've got Rob Venn on pole. And I would say, Sam, that, you know, the guys that were up the front in race one that are going to be starting, you know, towards, well, from the 10th position forwards. It is a track where you can show a little bit of patience, but not too much patience, because the more patient you are, the more likely it is that the cars up the front can get away from you. And then we throw in a pit stop, which, as we've seen numerous times in the past, can change everything.
Yeah, you forget your tires, you're done. You put too much fuel in, you're done. You speed in the pit lane, you're done. You pit at the wrong time, you end up in traffic, you're done. You miss your pit box because that happens to people. You're done as well. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong with a pit stop. But it's fun. It makes for a good, entertaining race.
Yeah, and I know I say it every time we come here, but yeah, the missing the pit box thing, yeah, that happened to me, um, and it was awful. I genuinely drove through my pit box, thinking my pit box was round the corner. Couldn't work out why there was a guy waving at me from a pit box as I went past and went round the corner, and then my pit box wasn't there. So I'd wasted all that time getting into the pits, and then I had to waste all that time getting out of the pits and getting back up to speed to then pit again on the next lap. So I think the only positive from that experience was I'm not one of these that runs the car onto fumes. So at least I did have enough fuel to get round and do another lap to get back to the pits. But yes, very, very, very easy to do. The other thing that could be very, very easy to do, we saw a number of slowdowns in that race, Sam, is the incident limit of 15 before you get a slowdown, a drive through, even. And a drive through at Spa is awful, isn't it? It just costs you so much time.
It does, and it's gonna be interesting. uh, it's not as harsh as it was in the past at Spa, but you still have to be really careful with your off tracks. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I will be keeping that screen open, shall we say, and keeping an eye on what people have got, how many they're collecting, and yeah, we'll have to see if anybody gets the drive of shame tonight. We've had a couple of cars out on track, nobody doing too much. Simon Trendle, if you're listening, need to do some practice starts. Track temperature at the moment has gone up to 81 degrees Fahrenheit. And we are about 10 seconds away from this warm-up session ending. So let me get ready with me grid thing. And there's the checkers on the session. Okay, so your starting grid for round 16 feature race from Spa. Rob Venn goes off on pole, BSTV Esports. Vincent Skilbeck second for Wheelie Bins Mayhem Republic. Greg Carr goes off third for NQR North America, with Bram Dubois NQR Europe in fourth. David Burns goes off fifth, with Tyler New at BSTV Esports in sixth. And Woodward, NQR Europe in seventh, and Tony Kloosterman eighth for NQR North America. Rob Woodhouse, NQR Europe, goes off in ninth, and race one winner Simon Trendle for Team Chimera goes off in 10th. 11th is Nikolai Bogotyrev for Simability. 12th is Stacey Boyd for Nova Motorsports. 13th is Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. 14th, Glenn Sidman for Simability. 15th is Jeff Saunders for Grumpy Old Blokes. 16th, Ivan Bowmans for Track Velocity Racing. And Gerard McKinley for GMKR goes off 17th. And I would just like to say to Jeff Saunders, every time I say grumpy old blokes, the blokes tries to come out as something else. So thanks for that.
Yeah, I know. I think I know what you mean. What you mean, and it starts with bar and bass.
Yes.
You know, you get it.
Yes.
I'm not going to say because we have children watching, probably,
Exactly,
maybe.
yes. But yes, just
But
think of
yes.
tards up the bar.
Yep.
So gridding. We wait for the lights. Oh, am I going to look at? I'm going to have a look at Simon Trendle, seeing whether he's going to be patient or not. He usually is. What sort of start can Rob Ben get? We're about to find out, because the lights are coming on and we are green. 11 wide at the front. Oh, somebody's out wide. I think that's Rob Burns. Oh, there's a Simability car round.
It's Ant and
It
Bob.
was Anne. Oh, Bob. It looked, I don't know which one was which, but one went round and the other one drove into it. I'm sure when things calm down, we'll go back and have a look at that.
Yeah, and now with Simon being able to, where is he? He lost 2 positions at the start, so he needs to make a lot of ground to catch up with Ant's lead in that championship.
Yeah,
but it's up for grab.
Greg Carr in the lead. Rob Ben going backwards. He's down to 5th at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, nothing against Rob. He's a great driver, but I think he's just a bit, slower than the whole group that is racing for the lead each and every time.
Yeah, most definitely. And you get that reverse pole. You possibly don't want it, and you want to. You sort of try and fall back to your natural position, don't you, without having an accident on the way.
Yeah, and back in the days, you could stay in front for a fair amount of time because there were not as many quick drivers as there are now. I remember one race where I won, my only win in this series. I started first, and it took so much time to the fast guys to get through the field that I managed to stay in front, basically. It was the time where we did the 20-minute sprint like this, 3 sprint races, and you have 3, 4 quick drivers, and we did bigger reverse grids, so they had a lot of slower cars to pass. Now everybody in the top 10 is fast. You don't
Yeah.
have one guy slower than the others. It's just track preferences and where they qualify and all that determines the final position. But overall, they all have great pace. So you really have to. Yeah, I don't think someone like Rob will have a very hard time to win one of these races now, even with the reverse grid, because there's too many fast guys.
Yeah, and just to prove your point, just look at this great big long line of cars. Yes, we may only be on lap 2, but in the past things have spread out fairly quickly, and you can see there's cars on every single part of the track at the moment. Some defending, some attacking, some probably lost and don't know what they're doing. But yeah, some absolutely.
Oh, that's Jamie
Oh, that's
Wilson and David
Jamie and
Burns.
David. Yes.
Yeah, it's all happening at the same time. I think I saw two guys a bit slow. I think Tony and Greg, but I'm not sure. I will. Yeah, I've got no
Simon
incidents for them, so I don't know if that's really the case or not. But I think I
Simon
saw two
Trendle
cars a
has
bit slower here.
got some damage, mate. Front left.
Let's watch. Yeah. Okay. Now, is this settled down enough or not? Maybe not. Maybe it is. Okay, let's go. Start with this.
Yeah, so this would be the NQR incident.
It would not, but
No.
it will be.
And went round on his own.
Yeah, and nowhere to go for Bob. He just hit him. Like, yeah, no luck. I would say. Let's try to watch from Rob's car. So all good, and yeah, nowhere to go.
Yeah. He couldn't go. It couldn't go left, could he? Because there was a car there.
Another one bites the dust. Should I? No. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's an engine that says goodbye.
Certainly looked like an engine, didn't it? Yeah.
What? That's strange. It doesn't look like he went too hard on the downshift either, but
No.
it's still, yeah, I don't know. And that's the last one. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that was all
And
on David.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
where Simon got the hit as well.
Yeah. So we're caught up on the incidents. Apart from Greg Carr was first. Bram
Yeah,
Dubois is now first.
yeah, that's the thing I saw with the Jamie incident as well. Let's watch the bath. Say, jeez, Bram was so wide. I think we saw that one. In fact, we saw that one. I'm pretty sure, but it was all going on in the background at the same time, so we missed the action. So then I think Greg got a slowdown from Rouge. Yeah,
Yeah.
that must be it because he's real slow. And then I saw an
Yeah.
NQR car slow. I told you. Couldn't find who it was, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that explains it all.
Back live, hopefully for a few minutes.
So, how much is that damage affecting Simon Trendle? 2.5 seconds to Rob then. So we'll see if that comes down or not.
Simon needs to... Oh.
Simon's got a problem. That was a slowdown, I think.
Most likely a slowdown, yes. I was about to say he needs to get at least +5 position. It's too... Yeah, I don't have it on the event tracker.
I was just watching the gap to Rob and it suddenly shot up and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? But yeah, he lost out to Stacy and Nikolai there.
Pit window is open.
Yeah. I was just going to have a look at our inside information. Okay. Interesting. I would be very surprised if anybody goes this early because you're pretty much guaranteed to come out in traffic at the moment.
It's a Grand Prix pit. Yeah, maybe. I had in mind the 1 minute long pit lane, but no, it's the endurance pit lane that is 1 minute long. This one is short.
4 cars for the lead. Tony's looking quick on the track that he hates.
He's going to love it. Oh, pass for position. Bob going up a spot on Ivan.
Yeah, which funnily enough puts him behind Simon again.
Yeah.
So Nikolai went defensive. Simon tucked in behind Stacy. I think he's got this done now. Yeah, good move. But with that damage, can Ivan get back at him on the next straight?
Ivan, I don't know, but Nikolai maybe.
Sorry, yeah. So Rob then, yeah, he's with all the not calamities, but all the action going on behind him. He's settled into 6th. I don't know how much time Rob gets to practice these days, but for me, he always seems to get stronger as the race goes on. Ooh. Ooh.
Yep, that's interesting.
Yeah, I half looked at that and thought, do you know what? I don't think he meant to do that, but perhaps he did. Perhaps it was just a very late decision. So we've got Greg Carr in, we've got Bob Woodhouse in, and we've got Ant Woodward in. Now they were sort of far enough back that they wasn't going to come out in traffic. Stacey didn't fight that one at all. So how long does Simon Trendle leave that damage on the car? Or are we going to see him duck in this time round? Well, we're going to find out very shortly. Doesn't seem to be down on top speed.
Maybe a tiny bit, but not so much. Tony in the pits. And Simon's diving is as well.
So what is, my next question is, what is Tyler going to do? Is Tyler saving fuel behind Bram?
I like the fact Nikolai broke his white and red car with just the Simability branding on the side. That's a nice touch.
Simon Trendle has come out just in front of Rob Woodhouse. That was at least 2 seconds, I think, before they pitted that gap.
And the car is repaired.
Yeah, and Tyler, I'll have another look in a minute. Tyler looked like he was putting some pressure on Bram then, but let's wait and see. Simon just... so I think Simon just drove away from Rob Woodhouse in a hurry there.
He's just fresh off the pits.
Yeah, it must just all be tyres. There we go.
I took Tyler at the tank slap, but no, was coming for the pits.
I wondered if that's what he was doing, because he was quite happily sat behind, and then had a bit of a spurt on that in lap. So Vincent in as well. It's Mr. Saunders in the pit, and coming out safely after their pit stops.
So Tyler is leading the pit stop guys.
Is, yeah, top 5 still to pit. Tyler will be hoping he doesn't have to battle these cars, that they just peel off into the pits in front of him. Although with his tyre advantage, you would hope he would be able to make a move if needed.
Yeah, Bram is in the pits, but it's gonna be a tough one because it's just on this section especially.
Yeah,
Maybe on the braking, but it might be too late. Well, or like this, it's good as well.
Yeah, he certainly lost a bit of time there. Still think he's going to come out in the lead, though. Yes, most definitely.
Yes, that's...
But now Bram with the pressure tyres.
Just one lap though, you know? It's not going to be a massive advantage on Tyler. And he's quite quite far ahead now. And Tyler managed to get out in front of Greg Carr that was behind him. So I don't know, maybe a slow lap for Bram.
Yeah.
The in lap.
Yeah, Bram, in reality, once Rob Venn has pitted, has gone from first to third. And what happened to Tony Kloosterman? 16th position.
That is a good question. Oh, pit time, 52 seconds. I feel that's a
Speeding penalty?
yeah, something like that. Let's see, where is Tony? Don't keep closing. Oh no, that's not the one. That's the one. On board with Tony.
Or unsafe entry?
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
just cuts
definitely.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot cut that, Tony. Well, no, you know, but that's definitely no error at Spa. Oh, something happened.
Greg Carr looked slow there.
Yeah, I'm trying to click, but yeah, there you go. Ah,
Yeah, just locked it up on the way in. Bram says thank you very much.
Yeah, and there's no runoff anymore at that corner, so you're just
No.
stuck in the gravel. Oh.
So we're over. Oh, yeah, we're over halfway.
And still Rob to come into the pits.
So battle here: Greg Carr, Vincent Skilbeck, and Simon Trendle. Neither of these two are going to be easy passes for Simon.
But if he passes one, he's on par with Ant. If he passes two, he's in first place of that trophy. So, something to keep in mind. He probably wants to get those two
Oh,
positions.
Vincent just disappeared.
Oh, yeah. Oh. So where is he now? Boss, there we go. Oh, that looks bad.
That does, doesn't it? He's normally reappeared by now.
Yeah. No. He's still in the session for now, but I don't think it will be for long.
No, I don't think so. Simon and Greg both praying that he doesn't reappear in their cars.
I think it's been too long now. And there you go. Simon leads the Fred Bingham forever forward.
Yeah, up to fourth place.
There you go. Vincent is out of the session.
Yeah.
It's a shame for Vincent. For once, he's not been run off the track and got a disconnect. The racing gods, they don't want him to have a good race.
Random puncture.
Yeah, we already have that, you know. Except you don't have to drive slow around the track, you just get kicked off the session. So we don't need random punctures because we already have disconnects. And it provides for electrical issues, engine issues, tire issues, everything.
So we're still waiting on Rob Venn to pit. That'll put and there he is now in the pit. So your top three will shake out as Tyler Newitt first, Bram Dubois second, Simon Trendle in third. Ooh. These two don't want to be fighting each other too much and letting Simon Trendle catch up with them. Now, Vincent is back, but obviously a long, long way behind now. After getting his virtual puncture repaired.
Yeah, nobody work damage, hopefully. Yeah, there is. Yeah, over a lap down now, so it's over for him. You might gain a spot if you manage to catch his Gerhard, but it's gonna be a long stretch. So there's Alpha Lap, a bit over Alpha Lap, so I don't think it's gonna be possible in 10 minutes.
Yeah, and I think, thinking about it sensibly, I think Simon Trendle has got two different ways of winning this race. He can cut a 6-second lead down. He's got a clear track in front of him, as you can see. Or I don't think Bram will give up an opportunity of a gap if he sees one.
Yeah, last lap for Tyler was a 2:21.3. Bram was at 2:20.4, so 9 tenths faster. And Simon was 2:20.6. So a bit slower than Bram, but faster than Tyler.
Let me have a look at incidents. That's the wrong screen, Clyde. Oh no, everybody has. There's nobody in double figures yet, so that's a good sign. I just looked at the screen then and went, how did I miss Bram getting past Tyler? But it's not. It's Ant and Rob Venn that we was watching. Stacy, Greg. It's actually Rob Woodhouse, isn't it, in front of Stacy, and then Greg bringing up the rear there. Rob was one of the first drivers to pit.
With Ant.
Jamie Wilson and Tony Klosterman well down the pecking order in this race. And treating us to a bit of side-by-side action through a number of corners.
And they came in on the same lap, so tires are the same.
We've been in that position where Tony is at the moment, and all that's screaming in your head was just, give me a break, will ya?
Well, I don't think he will be able to catch a lot of people. Maybe Glenn, maybe David. But might as well battle a bit. I'm sure Tony doesn't mind having some fight with Jamie. They are two responsible drivers. They enjoy racing, pretty safe. So finishing 13, 14s or 12s, I don't think it changes so much for Tony or for Jamie. So let's have fun. And I'm sure they're having fun. Yeah, that one doesn't work side by side.
So Tyler to Bram still around a second. Simon Trendle in third, not making many inroads into them two. We've got just over 7 minutes left of this race. Excuse me. We have another quick look. We've got one driver in double figures. I shall keep one eye on the lead battle as Tony wags the tail of the car. And that was without rain. Okay, Bram a lot closer now. Holy mackerel on the back of Tyler's car, paying homage to the late great Bill Switzer. That was one of his very favourite sayings. Ooh. That looked very easy. I don't know whether that was...
For the
Oh,
lead.
hello, hello.
I think there's been a nudge.
Yeah.
It looks like Brown just let Tyler go now. Let's see.
Let's see. So I know if
Oh,
Bram
he's
sees
late.
it.
Oh, he's late.
Yeah.
Nice one. Good save.
It was a good save, yes. Yeah, it's kept him in the fight.
Simon is not closing enough.
No, definitely not.
And last lap for Simon was slower than the two other. So yeah, there's no way he's gonna catch if they don't fight. 4 minutes left. Yeah, 2 laps. This one included.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to do some quick adding up in my head there, which was very, very slow.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, 2 laps that over 2 seconds. A lap. There's no way he's gonna catch that except if they crash into each other. But looks like Bram, he's either giving up or he's gotta slow down, and I think he's gotta slow down now.
Yeah, or maybe he's mushed his tyres a bit.
Oh, maybe that, yeah.
This battle continues.
Oh, is he
That's
pushing
how
him?
you do it. Push him through a rouge.
Wait.
Push him into a
wanted,
slowdown. That's what you need to do.
I wanted to go back, but they just no way. Okay, let's go back. I'm sorry, it's ugly to do it like that, but I need.
Yeah, how close? What he was?
Yeah, he touched him.
He was. Yeah. I say it
Jeez.
looked close, didn't it?
It's just not the look.
Literally there.
Just a tiny nudge. Tiny one.
It's on the way out where you need to give him a nudge to give him an off track.
Well done, Jamie.
Yeah, Bram can't seem to get anywhere near Tyler at the moment.
No, I think he's even losing time. Okay.
And I'm going to say this, I'm going to make this public. There are 2 drivers in double figures as we get the white flag, and they're both from Team Chimera.
Oh, so we don't know who they are.
Yeah, Bram doesn't seem. I don't think he's given up, because I don't think giving up is in his nature. I think maybe his tyres have given up.
Well, he had a massive slide.
Yeah, it was a 4-wheel lock-up, wasn't it? The drivers are seeing that white flag, and some drivers will be, oh, thank God for that, and other drivers will be like, no, I want another couple of laps, I'm catching.
Yeah, Bram's definitely not catching. I think it's done for him.
Yeah, and Simon, he is catching Bram now, but he's not going to get.
Yeah, but that's 3.5 seconds away.
Yeah,
He's gonna catch. Yeah, and yeah, Tony maybe can have a shot. We still have this battle with Rob, Stacey, and Greg. Greg a bit further back, but the other two, it's well open.
yeah. Rob's done well there to hold on with the older tyres
And recover.
thus far, because he's not at the checkered flag yet. And thank you to Alfie Smith for your subscription. Oh, I thought that was a goner then, Stacey. Whenever you see that tank slapper, once it goes one way and then it goes back the other way, you're like, yeah, you're not coming back from that, mate. But credit where credit's due.
Broken feet Tyler. 1 corner to go.
Yes, Mr. Toe himself is going to come home to win the feature race at Spa. Bram de Bois with a cracking 2nd place. And Simon Trendle is going to take the 3rd spot on the podium.
These two still
yeah,
going at
they're
it.
still at it, but unless Jamie
Oh!
does...
Oh, nice one!
Unless Jamie does something horrendously wrong, which Tony managed to do.
A good catch, though. It was good.
I think that one was for the cameras.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Still 2 guys to cross the line. So Tyler, if you want to avoid doing exactly what you're doing, so it's too late, okay, just get your incident points then.
Where is Tyler? No, he was quite safe.
I mean, for the safe driver award, I don't think he's nowhere near the top
No,
one, but
I don't think so, no. I am going to double check, though.
I know last season he was right up there. I think he won it.
Yeah,
maybe?
I don't think he's worried about that award in 16th position.
Okay, yeah, no, definitely not.
Okay, so I think we're just waiting on Gerard still to finish.
Yeah, he's just done it.
There he is, across the line.
you do the lap now, Tyler. Oh, jeez, come on. uh, should be a penalty not do the full in lap. Anyway,
Yeah, I agree. Feature race round 16. Tyler Newitt, BSTV Esports takes away the win. Bram Dubois, NQR Europe in second, and Simon Trendle, Team Chimera in third. Bob Woodhouse comes home fourth for NQR Europe, and Stacey Boyd fifth for Nova Motorsports. Greg Carr sixth, NQR North America, and Nikolai Bogotyrev in seventh for Simability. NQR Europe's Amp Woodward in eighth, with Rob Venn BSTV Esports in ninth, and David Burns rounded out your top 10. Ivan Bauman's Track Velocity Racing in 11th, with Glenn Sidman 12th for Simability. Jamie Wilson was 13th for Team Chimera. Tony Kloosterman 14th for NQR North America. Jeff Saunders for Grumpy Old Blokes in 15th. Gerard McKinley 16th for GMKR. And the disconnected and reconnected Vincent Skilbeck rounded out your field in 17th for Wheelie Bin's Mayhem Republic. Some cracking racing there, Sam, as we tend to get at Spa anyway. Loved that battle between Tony and Jamie. But you know, I just think this track promotes racing. There's overtaking opportunities aplenty, and people can make mistakes, and people can get slowdowns, so positions change quickly.
yeah, and it's it was. Well, I think you said everything, but it's really a good track for battling with people. You've got drafting, you've got fast corners, you've got slow corners, plenty of room, but you still have to be careful for the off tracks and the slowdown, as you mentioned. So yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, and as far as the main championship standings, obviously tonight didn't do much for Rob Woodhouse. Simon Trendle with a first and a third, scoring some big points. But you know, again, I think a cracking night's racing. And yeah, let's get on with the interviews. So, do you want to start us off, Sam, with Tyler?
Bring him in. So you want me to do it?
Oh, yes.
Oh shit! Hello, Tyler.
Hey, Sam.
What a day! So, broken
Yeah,
toe,
man.
Mr. Broken Toe. You need to
I
break your leg every time you race. You're gonna win every time.
apparently, yeah. I well, I told Rob I'm feeling kind of sentimental because this is probably my last race in this car since I'm gonna miss next week, and to win it feels kind of special. So
That was a good one. I don't know where you finished in race one. Somewhere middle top 10. Or was it like
it
the
was fifth. Yeah.
top bad memory? Good.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. It's all right.
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah, no, I finished fifth. I should have probably finished third. I didn't turn a lap until the practice session before the race, so I think I got like 8 laps of practice in total, and I didn't have any long run practice. So once the tires went, I was struggling to not get slowdowns and off tracks, and that let Tony and Ant through. So it worked out okay, but yeah, I was a little disappointed after race one.
But a good race too to recover.
Yes, yeah, winning heals everything, as they say. So yeah.
So perfect strategy with the pit stop. You pit before Bram, I think it was. You were following. Were you saving fuel behind him, or was it
Oh
just like,
yeah, I
yeah?
don't, I don't want to be too rude to Bram, but I very comfortably had pace on him, at least in that first stint, and he was overdriving the heck out of it, and I could see that. So I just thought, I'm gonna save as much fuel as I can, because it's much easier to pass Bram in the pits than it is on the track. He's a tough defender. Yeah, it worked out. I was gonna be short if the race went the extra lap, but fortunately it didn't get too close to that. So yeah, it worked out. I'm glad, because I've been overfilling a lot of these races, and that was just right.
That was the perfect stop. So I guess on that win, you've got a big, wonderful team to thank before we let you go.
Yeah, I mean, well, thanks to Bram for locking up so heavily that I could hear him coming and bail out of whatever corner that was with 3 to go. That scared me. Yeah, that thanks to Bram for that. Um, Thanks to Rob for being in the team chat. And I guess just thanks to everyone who's driven in this series for the last, I don't know how long we had this car, like 3-4 years. So it's been fun, and I'm looking forward to the new car, but I'm not looking forward to having to restart and not being able to rock up with no practice and win. So
Yeah, that's gonna be
yeah,
tough.
yes it is. But thanks to you guys as well for the broadcast, and thanks to Simability for sponsoring.
Well, thanks to you, Tyler. That was entertaining. Have a good afternoon and enjoy.
Thanks, Sam.
Okay, so I think that may have been a world record for the shortest interview with Tyler.
Yeah.
So well done, Sam.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, let's bring in our race 1 winner, Simon Trendle. Welcome to the booth.
Good evening.
Good evening. Spa. Now, I
Yes.
know a lot of people don't like it. I'm not one of those. I do like it. I think it gives us good racing. But decent win for you in the sprint race. A typical Chimera start, shall we say?
You can say that, although to be fair, that's nothing like what we used to have. Because of the clutch stuff now, they've obviously it varies the bite point. So I have to try and find it, which means it takes me longer to get in the right place, and I just had it in the wrong place, so the revs were too high, so I lifted it a little bit, and the revs dropped just as the lights went out. So I didn't have quite as many revs as I should have done. So I got a poor start.
Right.
So I didn't wheel spin it or anything like that. It was
Yeah, well, I was
not
like,
looking at the launch.
that's a great start from. No, hang on a minute. Simon's had a Chimera start. But yeah, after that, you got yourself into the lead. Rob chased you all the way, didn't he? But couldn't put too much pressure on you. Was you?
There was pressure.
Yeah, I was going to say, was you sort of managing that lead, or was
No,
you flat
I was going
out?
flat out. If
Yeah.
you look at the lap times from the sprint race, you'll see that all mine were within like 3/10 of each other. Apart from the
Okay.
last one where Rob backed off a little bit, or he had a mistake and dropped back a little bit. So I was pushing. I was having to be consistent and make no mistakes, because if he just got too close to me at the source, he would draft past me on that straight. So, and I didn't want to have to defend it because it's just a nightmare. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And then obviously into race 2, starting in 10th. Well, now we noticed early on you had some damage on the left front. Did you know you had damage, and B, where did it happen, and C, did it affect the car at all?
So I went around the outside turn 1 and got that slightly wrong because I went over the curb and there's now gravel there, not tarmac. So that was fun to find that out somehow that I hadn't done in practice. So I got a bit sideways and went backwards. And then I got involved in Jamie and David's incident because they came together, and then David slowed down, trying to let Jamie back through. But there was like 3 of us, me, Stacey, someone else, I think, and we all had to fit through a 1 car wide gap when there was 3 of us. So I think that's why I picked it up. And the car didn't feel quite right. It wasn't bent or anything, but something didn't feel right in terms of speed. So I did tick the fast repair, and it did take it. So there obviously was something, although it wasn't really a terrible amount of damage, I don't think.
Yeah, visually, sort of in front of your left front wheel was either mangled or missing, but looked nice and clean once you'd made your pit stop and done your fast repair. At that point, it's a bit, I wouldn't say a recovery drive, but I think the first 2 were possibly a bit too far ahead, but there was places to be gained, and you managed to do it and get yourself on the podium again.
Yep, I had too many mistakes. The turn 1 thing, which lost me several positions and sent me back to like 14th. The collision that I had to avoid, which got me the damage, that cost me time. I got a slow down, that cost me more time. So, yeah, third's about the best I could have done.
Yeah,
they were just a bit too far up the road. So well done to Tyler and Bram, and to Bob for chasing me all the way, because that first race was very stressful.
yeah, as he normally does. Anyway, any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yep, to everyone who's obviously turned up to the league and still, because the cars are now on their retirement tour, shall we say?
Swan song.
Yep. It's next week, isn't it, Donington, the last round for it?
Yep, so it certainly is.
That's good. Is Wobbly going to make an appearance?
Hopefully not.
And you can get overtaken at the start-finish line again.
Yeah. For celebrating too early.
Yeah, and just you guys for running the league, and hopefully it continues into next year, and we can have a nice field with the new cars.
Excellent.
And winning.
Yeah, we'll see. We are currently discussing random punctures for anyone with the surname of Trendle.
Right, that doesn't sound very random.
So no, as we quite rightly pointed out in the broadcast, anybody could have the surname of Trendle.
That is fair.
So that makes it totally random. Anyway,
you're right.
Always a pleasure talking to you. Congratulations on your win and your podium, Simon Trendle.
Cheers. See you next week.
Okay, Sam, next up for you, let's bring in Bram after his fantastic race 2.
Okay, so you're trying to bring in the south part of Belgium with the north part of Belgium, trying to both talk English to each other.
Well, I didn't know whether
the same
I didn't know
language
if the 2 halves got on together or not, so I was just going to sit back, eat cake, and listen to you argue.
Je parle un petit peu français, mais pas beaucoup.
Ah, ça peut être fun. We're not going to do that to Clyde because he's going to go bunkers and not show up next week, and I will be in big problems. Bram, welcome. Nice race too.
Yes, I was quite. It's like I'm a happy, frustrated man, if that exists.
Yeah, it was a good race. You had a win in your hands because you were faster than Tyler, but you cooked it up.
Yeah, it's like I was doubting to pit or go the extra lap, but I should have pitted with him and then probably get out closer with him, because I managed to close it up afterwards. But then, yeah, you're kind of stuck behind, and I screwed up twice. Once almost taking out Tyler, because I was got a bit scared that he broke earlier than I expected. But luckily, everyone survived, and Simon was still some other way.
Yeah, it's probably because it's braking with his hands, because he's got only 1 feet to drive. So, you know, you have to be conscious of that.
And then sadly, I had my only slowdown through Radion this entire week when I was racing. It has to happen today.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's the one you don't want, because when you get that slowdown, you just end up nowhere.
It was the second last lap, so the rest of the race was quite okay.
Yeah, I think I called it. I think I remember seeing you dropping, and I think I called the slowdown. You did well to lose so little time on Tyler, burning that one down. So good job on that. You know Spa very well.
I completely missed it. I was like a car width left of the curbs, so I was already going quite slow.
Yeah, nice. Well, P2 in the end, it's not a bad result. It's pretty good. When you look at the field, you've got Simon, championship leader, behind you. So second place, good result. Anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Well, I'm gonna thank you guys for hosting this. Looking much forward for the Gen 3 Simability, and of course the team. Quite happy at Spa. I think I had some home advantage, even though it's in the south. But still, sad it got away. But well, at least I was close enough to hopefully capitulate. But it's at least something.
You did well, even with what seems like a bad result in P2, but it's a really good result. You did a great job. Just entirely no mistakes, and you did one. So we'll see you next week, Donington.
Oui, bien sûr.
Magnifique. Well, Bram, have a good evening, and we'll see you next time.
Yes, cheers, guys.
So Bram Dubois there. I do like Bram. He's a very honest guy.
Yeah.
When he's angry, he's angry. When he's happy, he's happy. And he tells it exactly how it is, which is absolutely brilliant. So next up, let's bring in Rob Woodhouse. Welcome to the booth.
Hello there, guys.
Hello. So, on the face of it, second and fourth tonight. Cracking results in this series. Championship wise, though, not as good as Simon.
Yeah. It's like I think I said in the waiting room that it's like happily frustrated. It's some good results. From where I was in the feature at the top of the hill, facing the wall, with everybody driving off into the distance, to come back for fourth place. It's a minor miracle in itself.
Yeah, definitely. Championship wise, mathematically it's not over. But
I think realistically it was over like 2-3
Yeah.
rounds ago.
I think that the fat lady is nearly at full voice now.
Yeah.
So Gen 3, are you hoping that's going to be a bit of a leveler?
I think the fast guys, Simon, Tyler, then whatever you stick them in, they're going to go well. 'Cause I think even when Simon races the other cars, the TCR or the GT4, he was battling at the front. So I don't think it's going to take a lot of the guys much time to get up to speed.
Well, I'll throw a little fly in that ointment. Okay, so the Gen 1 cars. Chris Jackson, absolute rubbish. Greg Carr, okay. The Gen 2 came out. Greg Carr, when he had time to practice, was unbelievable. Chris Jackson starts winning championships.
Chris Jackson.
Yeah. Don't discount anything with the Gen 3 cars because you never know what's going to happen. But that aside, let's stick with the Gen 2 cars. What did you think? What do you think of Spa? I always like asking people about Spa because it can be such a Marmite track.
Yeah, I think I mentioned last time after Aragon that I was quite looking forward to it, and I've had a quite a good week here. I've done 4 official races, and got myself some I rating, but my safety rating for the first time has taken a bit of a hit. But it's all part of the course sort of thing. So, but I enjoy Spa. It's I prefer the higher speed, more open tracks rather than the tighter Oran Parky type tracks.
And so, where do you stand with Donington next week then?
Yeah, I mean it's to be fair, it's the only track on iRacing that I've actually driven in real life.
Yeah, I
So
love
yeah,
Donington.
it's I quite like it. I've gone reasonably well there in the past, but yeah, it's not sort of like one of my strongest circuits, but it's definitely not one that I dislike.
And can you go out with the win?
Oh, I'd love to go out with a win. I felt tonight was possibly one that slipped away. You know, I felt that my pace was good enough for a win tonight, but yeah, it's one thing and another. It just wasn't meant to be. But yeah, I'll definitely give it a good shot. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Awesome. Anyway, mate, before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, all the team for putting in the practice this week, getting so we sort of like we're all up to speed for the racing tonight. Yeah, you guys, everyone in the booth for putting on the broadcast, and yeah, everyone that turned up, a really good turnout tonight.
Yeah, it certainly was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Well, some fantastic racing tonight, and I hope you enjoyed it. We certainly enjoyed watching you. Rob Woodhouse.
yeah, cheers, guys. All the best. Bye bye.
Okay, Sam, next up for you. And you may want to explain to him about how you enter the pits at Spa. It's Tony Kloosterman.
Good afternoon, Clyde. I was just starting to like Spa too.
Oh, jeez, I
Um,
forgot I had my mic off, Clyde. Sorry. You have
no,
to
no
enter
worries.
the pit lane on the right side of the green patch, Tony, closer to the wall. Otherwise, it's 40 seconds.
Yeah, apparently it is. I can verify that.
Yeah, we're not in the US. It's European tracks. You cannot go outside the white lines. It's the way it is.
You know, it's funny. At Motegi 2 weeks ago, you could cut about 100 feet and not get a penalty.
And I bet you've not done that in any racing you've done this week.
Not at all.
Well, despite that, I think you had fun with Jamie.
Oh, I had fun with Tyler and then with Jamie here and with Mr. Burns as well. He was very quick today.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun watching you and Jamie. That's the one we saw the most of all of the
Right.
battles, side by side for how many laps? 5, 6, 7? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that was really good. He ended up on top, but I think if we have to highlight your evening, you had a good result in race 1, but that must be the best part of it.
Yeah, it was good. I actually was saving fuel at the same time. I ran out just before the line, so I couldn't go quite as hard as I wanted to. But racing Jamie's always good. He's a very fair driver, and really enjoy racing with him. So it was a lot of fun. Considering we were way back in the back and not much else was happening.
Yeah, at least unlike Vincent, you haven't got any disconnection. So it could have been worse, let's say. Ended up on yourself, not racing
Yeah.
anyone. I've got one last question for you. Have you changed your mind about what you think about Spa?
It was the first race I did. I enjoyed it actually. Spa. I think I put a lot of work in this week in Spa, and I think I understand the track a little bit better now. It's always been a track that's been a bit of a mystery for me. So yeah, it was an enjoyable week. I want to give a shout out to Vincent. He had probably the most incredible spend on lap one of race one that I've ever seen.
I don't think we catch that. That's a shame. That would have been fun. But I'm glad you enjoyed race 1. Just remember that one and what the battle with Jamie, and you will love Spa, and
Yeah,
you'll be even
I'm
better
sure.
next time.
I'm sure the broadcast will be very entertaining.
It will. It will. Don't worry. It was a cracker evening. On that note, Tony, I will leave you give a shout out to anybody you want to before we let you enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay. Yeah, obviously the guys on the team, everybody worked really hard this week. It was a lot of fun. We actually got 3 or 4 officials in, which was unusual. So interest in the V8 is perking up, I guess. In anticipation of the new car coming in a couple of weeks. So that's always good. Thanks to you guys for doing the broadcast, and obviously Simability for sponsoring the league. So we'll see you in 1 week's time, I guess.
We will. Clyde, anything from you? Clyde's dead.
Sorry, I had a mouthful of cake.
Obviously, you had cake. What
I'm-
else?
I'm giggling at a comment that Ivan has put on the chat, which is
I saw that, yeah.
had some door-to-door racing, but then the doors were facing in the wrong direction, and I was
Yeah.
trying not to spit my cake over my monitors. So yeah. Anyway, let's bring in the wheelie bin himself, Mr. Vincent Disconnected Skilby.
Hello.
Hello. So, an eventful evening, or morning for you, shall we say? Bit of action, lap 1, race 1. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I caught myself out just with being overspeed, and I went into turn 2 or whatever number it is, at the top of the hill. Was just braked like normal, but saw I was going to run straight into the back of the car in front of me, so I decided just to slip up the inside, and then kind of half worked. So I was like, okay, I'll take that.
Well, yeah, you didn't lose any. Oh, excuse me, lose any panels off your car, did you?
No.
And then obviously that put you well down the field. You did have a go at battling back, but I think, did I read you didn't get a lot of practice this week?
That would be correct. I think
Yeah.
the hour before the race today was pretty much all the practice I got this week, apart from that little bit of hot lap that I had, but that's about it.
Yeah. And then race 2, things were going okay. And you was in a bit of a battle with, was it Stacey and Simon? Somebody like that.
Jamie and Simon, I think it was.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was behind me. Yeah.
And then you disappeared, and we were sort of like, oh, he's going to reappear in somebody's car. He's going to actually, no, he hasn't reappeared again. Yeah, the dreaded disconnect.
Yeah. When it happened, I thought, yeah, I'd blink straight back in. Then I looked at my quality on my screen, and it was in the red and going down. So I decided just to drive the car off the track just to make sure I wasn't killing anyone. And then yeah, I dropped out, which was really annoying.
Yeah. And credit where credit's due. You got back in again, albeit maybe a lap down or almost a lap down anyway. But kept going. What do you think about Spa? I know you haven't had the best of evenings tonight, best of mornings for you. Do you enjoy Spa, or is it just one of those tracks for you?
No, I do enjoy Spa. This is the first time I've actually driven on the new updated version. It does feel a bit better. I did find there is bumps into one of the braking zones that I did not realize, which was throwing me off all race, which was annoying me. But yeah, the new update version is pretty good. You can get away with pushing the car a lot more on exits and stuff like that because the off pretty good. With the still updated system that they have, and the 3D curbs are still making it very interesting. So yeah, I still like it.
Yeah. And next week, Donington. Do you like Donington?
Yes, I do. I have a weird thing with UK tracks that I tend to run well at, so I'll see if that stands up. I've got nothing else this week, so
Ooh,
Scops
plenty
is
of practice then.
finishing. Scops is finishing today, so it'll be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I must admit I do like Donington. I find that Donington tends to do, drivers at Donington who do well are the drivers that have got the biggest cojones. So it's yeah. I really enjoy driving at Donington, watching at Donington. It's just an absolutely fantastic track. But all that aside, any shout outs you want to give before we let you go?
Yeah, everyone over at Wheelie Bins that keeps the Facebook page running and keeping us putting up sessions every night. You guys for the broadcast, everyone in the league for turning up each week. It's been good. And Simability for sponsoring the league again.
Marvelous. Well, always a pleasure, my friend. And I don't know what you're going to do now, whether you're going to go back to bed or go out for a jog or something like that. But
No,
whatever you do, I hope you
kind
enjoy it.
of got to stay up. I've only got like an hour left before the V8 Scops server turns on for the weekend, for the this weekend's race. So yeah.
Yeah, well, we wish you all the best in that, mate, and we'll catch you next week.
Yeah, catch you guys next week.
See you later.
See ya.
Right, Sam, interviews over. A cracking night of racing. But now the most important job of the night, driver of the evening. Who's your pick?
I want even easy day this time. Tyler.
Okay, yeah, rubbish pick. That was.
I'm sorry. He's broken feet and he wins race 2. He did a great job in race 1. He called the strategy perfectly. So I don't think
Yeah, I think that broken toe thing's a myth. If I'm honest, I think he went backwards in race 1, and if he hadn't have done any good in race 2, he would have blamed it on his toe. But because he won race 2, he couldn't blame it on his toe. So, but it's your pick. He's got the point. For me, yeah, obviously it can't be Tyler because he won. It can't be Simon because he won. It should be Rob Woodhouse, but it's not going to be Rob Woodhouse. I'm going with Bram. I think that second drive was probably the best drive I've seen him drive in this series. And I do honestly believe that providing he gets on well when the Gen 3 comes out, he's got a win coming. So yeah, it's going to be a Bram Dubois for me.
Yeah, definitely. If this car would have stayed 1 season longer, I would have a win in it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I think with Bram, he's always had the speed, but not always the control. And now he seems to have both. So it might be a win where he sat in second or third and something happens in front of him, but he's putting himself in those positions to take the wins now, which is absolutely fantastic, and long may it continue. So that's it from us for tonight. Hope you enjoyed that fantastic racing tonight. Make sure you join us again next Saturday for the season finale from the brilliant Donington Park. It just leaves me to thank Sam for joining me in the booth, doing some interviews, because I know he doesn't like doing the interviews, but I needed to eat my cake. And also be it doing the cameras whilst he's doing all that. Big thanks to all the drivers that turned up tonight. Big thanks to everybody on the chat. Didn't get to see much of the chat till later on because there was so much going on the track. But thank you for everybody that was in there. Big thanks to Simability as well for sponsoring the series. So on that note, I'm going to say good night. Let Sam say good night and any final words he's got. And yeah, we'll see you next week. So good night, everybody, and stay safe.
I think I've talked enough for tonight, so that's gonna be a good everybody, and see you at Donington for the final round of this wonderful season.